In the last lecture, I explained how to calculate the average power of a given discrete time signal, and we also saw how to find out if the given discrete time signal is a power signal. And now, in this lecture, we will solve two problems. And in the first problem, the given discrete time signal xn is equal to a0 un. So we are having the step sequence. And we know the step sequence is non-periodic. And therefore we will use the formula of average power for non-periodic discrete time signals. So let's move on to the solution of the first problem. We know the average power P in case of non-periodic discrete time signals is equal to limit n tending to infinity 1 over 2n plus 1 summation n equal to minus n to plus n mod the discrete time signal whose average power we are calculating square, and we are calculating the average power of xn, and xn is equal to a0 un. So in place of xn I will put a0 un. So we have the average power P equal to limit n tending to infinity 1 over 2n plus 1, then we have summation n equal to minus n to plus n mod a0 un square. And as a0 is multiplied to un, we can write the average power equal to limit n tending to infinity 1 over 2n plus 1, and we will perform the summation from n equal to 0 to n equal to plus n, because we know un will have the samples equal to 1 for the integer values of n from 0 to plus infinity, and un will have the samples equal to 0 for the integer values of n from minus infinity to minus 1. Therefore, from minus infinity to minus 1, when we multiply un and a0, we will have 0. Therefore, we are simply considering a0, and we are performing the summation from n equal to 0 to n equal to plus n, because we will have the result of summation equal to 0 from n equal to minus infinity to n equal to minus 1. So this is what we have, and modulus of a0 will be equal to a0. So we can write the average power equal to limit n tending to infinity 1 over 2n plus 1, then summation n equal to 0 to plus n a0 square. When n is equal to 0, we will have a0 square. When n is equal to 1, we will again have a0 square. Similarly, when n is equal to plus n, we will have a0 square. So let's see what we have in the next step. Limit n tending to infinity 1 over 2n plus 1, and then we have a0 square when n is equal to 0 plus, because we are performing the summation, a0 square when n is equal to 1. Similarly, all the way to a0 square when n is equal to plus n. Now it is clear that we will have a0 square added n times when n is equal to 1 to n is equal to n. So we can say that from here we are getting n times a0 square. So finally we are having a0 square plus n times a0 square, which we can write as a0 square inside the bracket 1 plus n. So in the next step, I will write the average power as limit n tending to infinity a naught square inside the bracket 1 plus n divided by 2n plus 1. 2n plus 1. Now in the next step I will take n common in the numerator and n common in the denominator. So this will give us the average power p equal to limit n tending to infinity. Once we take n common in the numerator, we will have a naught square multiplied to n, and inside the bracket we will have 1 over n plus 1 divided by, taking n common in the denominator, we will have n multiplied to 2 plus 1 by n. This n and this n will cancel out, and when we put limit n tending to infinity, we will have a naught square 1 over infinity plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 over infinity. 1 over infinity is equal to 0. Therefore, we will have 0 here and 0 here. So finally, we are getting the average power p equal to a naught square by 2. This is the answer. And when we have the unit step sequence, this means the discrete time signal is equal to un. This implies a naught is equal to 1. The average power p is equal to 1 by 2 watts. The unit of power is watts. So now we will move on to the problem number 2, and in the second problem we are having a periodic discrete time signal, and we can say that the discrete time signal is periodic because same type of structure is repeated from minus infinity to plus infinity, and therefore we will use the formula of average power for periodic signals. The average power p is equal to 1 over n summation over period n mod xn whole square. This is the formula of average power for periodic signals, and from the waveform it is clear that n is equal to 4. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 samples in the fundamental period. In the next step, we will put the values. In place of n, we will write 4. So we have 1 over 4 summation. We will start from n equal to minus 1. You can see that this is the y-axis. Therefore, n is equal to 0 here. N is equal to minus 1 here. N is equal to 1 here. And n is equal to 2 here. We will perform the summation from minus 1 to 2. Minus 1 to 2. And the signal we are having is xn, and therefore we will have mod xn square. Now let's solve for the different values of n. When n is equal to minus 1, you can see that xn is equal to 2. So we have mod 2 square plus when n is equal to 0, you can see that xn is equal to 1. So we have mod 1 square plus when n is equal to 1, xn is 0. When n is equal to 2, xn is again equal to 0. So we have mod 0 square plus mod 0 square. When you solve this, you will get the average power p for this periodic discrete time signal is equal to 5 over 4 watts. This is the answer of the second problem. And you can see that the average power is a finite value. It is a finite value. It is less than infinity but greater than 0. And this implies the signal we are having here, xn, is a power signal. Xn is a power signal. And if we go back to the first problem where we calculated the average power of un, you can see that it is 1 by 2. Again, we are having the finite average power. This implies the unit step sequence is a power signal. So this is all for this lecture. See you in the next one.